Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Anu, and I am your intuitive tarot reader. Today, I'm bringing you a special reading on solstice, December 21st, 2020. It's the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere and summer solstice in the southern hemisphere. So whatever fits, just take that based on your location. What this reading is about is really, again, I'm going to focus on tarot, look at the universal energies, but we'll talk about what is happening. It's called the Grand Conjunction when Saturn and Jupiter, the two biggest planets, are shifting signs on December 21st, 2020. Today, hopefully, if you get to see the video today. So Capricorn, as we saw in 2020, where these planets were, Capricorn is about Earth. If you think of Earth, it stays, okay? You can contain Earth in a place, and if you add water, it really stays. That's where these planets were. So there was a little bit of a, I don't want to say stagnant, but a little bit of a set energy. That's changing dramatically as these big planets are now moving into Aquarius, which is an air sign. Air expands, air is expansive. You cannot contain air. It wants to be everywhere. It wants to grow. It's almost present in every direction, right? So what's happening is Saturn means authority, it means power, it means structure, rules, regulations. Do you have the right foundations in place? Are you focused on superficial things? Saturn is going to cut all of that out. And Jupiter, on the other hand, is expansion. It's good luck, good fortune, opportunities opening up. It's pretty much the wheel of fortune is turning, and it's about abundance and possibilities overall. Okay, so now both of these heavy hitters are moving into an expansive air sign, bringing us more energies to tap into. So today is a day you want to set your intentions for at least for the next year. But this energy will stay at least for 2.5 years before, Jupiter moves or Saturn moves out. So, but this combination happens once in 20 years. So we're going to take baby steps and just look at the next 2.5 years. We'll look at what area this affects you based on your zodiac sign. And then we'll look into tarot and, oracle cards to see what is it opening up for you, what is the universe advice, and what is the possible outcome if you were to follow that advice. All right, so we'll get into zoom into the cards, and we're going to start with the earth signs. I'm going to use a different tarot deck for each of the signs so we can move along a little bit faster, but let's start with Capricorn. Capricorn, this is going to affect your second house, which is your resources, your possessions, your income, money. So literally this is about job and money. For the next 2 years, it is quite likely that you will come into money. And I'm not saying coming in. This is not landing some money. You're actually going to be in a career, in a job that's going to help you make more money than ever before. Pretty much in the last 12 years, this hasn't happened for you. So let's see. There you go. Exchanging gifts. And we have peace. So at this point, again, the first thing I want to talk about is piece number 23, which boils down to a 5. This is really about big changes, but peaceful big changes. You've been through a lot in the last 2.5 years with Saturn in your sign. This is the time when all the turbulence is going to move out of your sign and you're going to come into a lot of peace. So be at peace, really harness those energies, focus on, I would say, sitting back and receiving instead of really chasing, because chasing is the gifts are gonna come very easily to you. You have exchanging gifts, 27, which is a 9, which is wish fulfillment. In tarot, 9 is all about really getting very close and achieving your goals. And usually I associate 9 with wish fulfillment overall. So exchanging gifts is a time, as I said, you will be receiving the gifts of all the work that you put out, all the hard work and the karmic work that you've done over the past few years. So that's your overall energy. Let's get into tarot and get you 3 cards, and then we'll get you some advice from animal spirit. So again, these energies are going to affect your job and money career. So again, apply these messages to those areas. That's how I'm intending this reading to be. So number 1, Five of Wands. Let's get two more. Okay. Or we'll go this way. Advice, and then the possible outcome. You have the Sun. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that energy. So when we have the Five of Wands, this is the current situation. Okay, this is where you are at. This is the point when the transition is happening. You are holding your ground, and Five of Wands is usually about competition with other people. But what the universe is really drawing your attention to is like, look, you are the last person standing. Okay, everybody else has given up. So stop fretting about the competition. There is none. You have exceeded the expectations and you have come out on top, you know, among the entire pool. So let that be. Just hold your ground. There is no need to be in an active chasing type of energy, because you're really coming out on top. And the advice is really like, this time, now that the planets are hitting and getting into air sign, take it easy. This is time for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor, to have a little drink with friends and family, to just, you know, enjoy life and be easy, because you've done the hard work. You've gotten rid of the superficial. As per Saturn, you've really worked hard and you've built a structure for yourself. So now it's time to get in a little bit easier and get in the energy of receiving, okay? Because the outcome is the Sun card. So this is happy family, happy. This is the happiest card in the deck. In tarot, Sun is the happiest card. It speaks about fertility. It speaks about progress, abundance, sunshine, happiness. There's sunflowers, and then there are also children here in this particular deck. So it really talks about that home and family and abundance feeling that you'll get. So, you know, happy overall. That's what you've got looking out in the next 2.5 years. So those are your messages, Capricorn. Let's get you some advice cards from Animal Spirit and see what the animal spirits have to say for you. Again, as I always tell my readers, if you see these animals anywhere in your dreams, in a movie, or you just like catch a glimpse, or you're thinking about something, and then that's the sign from the universe that they've got you. Okay, your answers are coming. So you have the beaver spirit. Very good. That's the work I think you've already done. And then you have, oh my goodness, look at that, 2-piece messages. So you have the dove spirit that says be peace. Again, it's a 3. You got 2 3s here. 3s really talk about partnerships and, you know, being with other people. The time of building solo foundations is done. It's about partnerships and teamwork this year, or the next 2.5 years. But be peace. That's what the dove spirit says. And then you have the beaver spirit, which is number 6. 6 is about alignment. So it says lay a solid foundation. So I feel like you've already done the work. So again, I hope this helps. You know, watch my 2021 yearly forecast and also your December and January specific monthly forecast to see what energies are coming in your way. So there you have it, Capricorn. I hope this helps. Hi Virgo, how's it going? Let's look into the energies. These Saturn and Jupiter placements in Aquarius are going to affect your 6th house of routines, which is your health, your daily, everyday life. So the impact is really going to be draw a spotlight on your health issues. So this is going to be, are you becoming all work and no play? Are you paying attention to your physical needs or not? So the next 2 years is a time for you to really focus on your personal health and well-being. Can be physical, mental, emotional, whichever area it applies. But this is the time for you to really, you know, work on you, on your personal health. And the major, again, this is very, very beautiful. So the major themes coming out here from the Oracle deck are number 31, which adds to a 4, which is again about foundation, your solid personal foundation. And then it has the question why. And this is the universe kind of asking you to pay attention to everything that you do, everything in your daily life. Why are you doing it? That's going to be very, very important, especially around if you have a very hectic job and you're not paying attention to your health matters. you know, Spirit is advising, like, ask the why. Is this really important? Am I really focusing on the most important thing? You incarnated here in the human form in this one body, so it's almost your sole purpose to take care of this body. So are you doing that? If not, why? Just set the right intentions. And then you also have number 52, which is a 7, mending. So this could be mending relationships and even your own self-image relationships with yourself, but also relationships with people around you, because this affects your daily life, the people you interact with on a daily basis. Mending those relationships is important. But overall, for you, for the next 2.5 years, big theme is health and everyday routine. And during that, you know, always be on the positive and always set your intentions on understanding, why am I doing certain things? What is the most important foundation for me? So let's look at 3 tarot cards. We're going to look at where you're at right now, or what is opening up with this transition of the planets, what Spirit's advice, and then what could be the possible outcome were you to follow the advice over the next 2.5 years. So it's a big time frame, right? For more of the ongoing energies, follow my monthly or mid-monthly outlooks, and that would help you. So let's see. You've got the Page of Swords. Great. You got the 3 of Pentacles. Very nice. And then you have the King of Wands. Very beautiful. So what we're seeing here is, like, what this is really opening up, or where you're at right now, is the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is new ideas are budding inside you. And again, Jupiter is going to expand these creative bursts that you're going to get. So you're at the Page of Swords level, which is still pretty new. Okay, these are new beginnings. These are going to take time over the next 2.5 years for you to graduate through the different levels. As we talk in tarot, pages are, you know, really early on in their journey, and then you get to the knight, and then to the king, and to the queen, and then to the king, and that's how it progresses. So really new ideas are opening up for you right now. The advice from Spirit is, don't go at it alone. This is a time period where you want to work with partners. So this is teamwork, literally. 3 of Pentacles. And you can see here how the 3 of them, and could be like, you know, if it's a family business, that very much could be it, you know, collaborating or working together with family members. But the 3 people here are really working on that tapestry together to build, to bring it to fruition. And it goes very well with this card right here about mending. So make sure you're mending the relationships and actually working together with other people. That's going to really impact your health and well-being as well. And in the outcome, you have the Knight of Wands. So you're going to come into this very fiery, passionate energy where full of enthusiasm and charging ahead. Okay, the Knight of Wands is a fast moving energy, but over time, in the next 2.5 years, you're going to find yourself full of enthusiasm. And again, because the conjunction really affects your health and lifestyle, your day-to-day lifestyle, once you really focus on that, everything kind of falls into place, and all this energy is there at your play. So wow, really good. Again, it starts from within, as within, so without. So take care of yourself first, and then everything else is going to just like line up for you. So let's get you 2 animal spirit guide advice. Again, if you see these animals anywhere, that's a message from the universe. So you can pay attention to your dreams, or anywhere, you know, in a movie or any billboard that you see these spirits. So look at this, another 7 we have right here. This is the Owl Spirit, and it says, you see clearly now. So you put in the work. Again, this goes with this message that we had early on. Why? Assess the why. Make sure you pay attention to why you're doing certain things, or why you're have certain goals in life, and how do they really fit into your daily life. You see clearly now. That's one advice. Again, grow from that wisdom. And the other one is number 10, Buffalo Spirit. So the abundant universe will provide. So if you're stressed about work, where you're at currently, things are going to improve as you improve your personal self and your personal health. That's when things are going to start really aligning in the universe for you. Okay, so there you have it, Virgo. See you around. Now we're moving into the sign of Taurus. Taurus, let's see what the larger energies are. The conjunction Jupiter, Saturn in Aquarius is going to impact your 10th house of achievements, career, reputation. So this is all about your own identity and kind of restructuring your belief systems. Okay, that's what the next 2.5 years are going to be about. Let's see what the Oracle has to tell us. Oh wow, oh wow, look at that. Okay, very, very powerful messages here. So what we have is number 43, deep knowing, and number 33, chaos and conflict. So here again, Spirit is saying you already know, you have a pretty deep understanding of what belief systems, what part of identity and your, let's say your reputation, but from within you need to change. You already have, you have the owl here, which is all about wisdom, inner wisdom, and then you may feel you're in between two worlds, but you're graduating, right? You're moving from the smaller one to the bigger perspective in life. And number 7 is also a spiritual alignment number. So you already know the answers. You already know what aspects of your life you need to change. But with the next 2.5 years, you need to put an effort towards that. And then you have a 33, which is a master number, or you can also reduce it down to a 6, which is another, success, victory type of number. It comes after 5s of changes and turbulence. So it's stability and alignment. And this card is chaos and conflict, which means, you're gonna be, look at how this animal, it's got the zebra stripes underneath, but it's got the giraffe skin on top. And this really represents, again, it looks chaotic, but what this really is about, alignment, will, self. Have you covered up in layers and put on personas as the society or your family structures and the conditioning has asked you to do? Or are you being your authentic true self? So this is really standing up and coming into your power into the next 2.5 years, really aligning. And this really sits very well with your 10th house aspect. So very powerful changes, but if you step into alignment, you already know what you got to change. You know what is your true self. You work towards that, and all the energies will align up for you. Oh my God, this is deep. Taurus, this is really deep. Okay, let's see what Tarot has to say. We're going to get 3 cards. The first card is where you're at, or what this conjunction is opening up for you. The second will be advice from Spirit. And the third would be the likely outcome were you to follow the advice. Okay, so let's see where you're at, or what is this opening. 8 of Wands, things are going to move pretty fast. What is the advice from Spirit? Is Page of Wands. Oh, wow, that's very, very interesting. And let's see what is the possible outcome. We have the Lovers. Oh, wow. Okay, this is again very deep, Taurus. So things are speeding up for you. There is a desire with the 8 of Wands, things move really fast. There is communication. There is a lot of back and forth. Sometimes this is also travel. Sometimes it can be spiritual travel. So some of you may be like, taking a spiritual trip somewhere, even when travel really opens up for long distance. But this is news, things, topics, knowledge, everything transferring or like moving really, really fast. So as soon as, when you see this reading, you'll feel the energies really pick up around you. Now, the advice from Spirit is to be in the Page of Wands energy. The pages are, new beginnings, that one area, one single area that really sparks your passion, that inspires you. So maybe like you have a lot going on at this point. There could be home and family things. It could be something about kids. It could be some repairs in the home. There could be job interviews. You want to work on a hobby. You want to change your lifestyle, right? You see like tons of things or tons of ideas and that you're passionate about. But over the next 2.5 years, pick the one that will set you up for the long term and will have you be in your true authentic self. Okay, not what society wants you to do, not what family or friends want you to do, or not what your work wants you to do. pick the one that's going to resonate really true to yourself, because you have a lot going on here. And if you do, you will come into perfect alignment. You have the Lovers. It's a major arcana. Again, a number 6, which is about alignment. Here you have 2 6s here. You can look up the meaning of 6 repeating patterns and angel numbers and what do they mean. But this is completely, it's also self-love. Again, you could also come into a beautiful love partnership, or if you're already in a partnership, your relationship could really, really grow even more beyond your wildest imagination, because you will be operating from a very truly aligned self place. Okay, but for others, this could be a new relationship coming in. But for most of you, this is going to be you actually discovering yourself and balancing your 2 sides. This is the Gemini card. So Gemini has the twins, the masculine and the feminine, balancing those out, which is also your light and shadow aspects. So really learning them, about them, going into your shadow self and really accepting and working on your shadow side. So this will come out really, really strongly. You know, this is going to be a 2.5-year journey, but follow your true north. What is that one thing that's going to inspire you? That's what Spirit is saying. So let's get you a couple animal spirit advice cards. Again, if you see these animals anywhere around you in real life or in a movie, you know, anything that you're browsing in a book, that is message from the universe. Okay, so pay attention to those. The first one is, I love this. You got 2 birds. Okay, look at the colors with very different messages. And the first one is number 45, which is a 9. 9s are usually wish fulfillments. It's very close to, you know, reaching our goal, culminations. This is the parrot spirit, and it says, watch your words. So you will have a lot of communications here anyway, but you may find yourself in a little bit of, as we have this card over here, the chaos and conflict, you may find yourself being in a position where you have to explain your point of view to other people. And that's the point where, you know, Spirit is just saying that you already have the deep knowing, you have the inner knowing. There's no need to be defensive or use sharper words. So you just be calm and watch your words. And then you have the hummingbird spirit, which is, again, another 7. You got 7 and 7 here. Which talks about be here now. So this is, again, alignment within your true north. A hummingbird can stay in a place even when there's a lot of movement around them, right? So just take inspiration from those birds. And you can also look up their, you know, there's animal spirit guide meanings for these birds in particular. But this is very interesting because we are entering the air era with Aquarius, and you got 2 birds. So, you know, spread your wings and fly, be your authentic self. That's what I gotta say for you. So there you have it, Taurus. I hope this helps. All right, I'll see you around. Take care for now. All right, now we're moving into the sign of Aquarius. So Aquarius, this is your time. The next 2.5 years, both Saturn and Jupiter are in your sign. So let's see what this is bringing about. This is going to affect your first house, which is about self-identity, who you are, you know, really new beginnings and birthing new ideas. This could be, again, a time where you go through some major transformation of your self-image, really, really turning around and, you know, stripping away things that don't resonate with your true self anymore. So this is the time of I would say rebirth for the next 2.5 years. Very nice. So you have breathe, number 29, which adds to an 11, and then you have all that glitters. Very, very interesting. I'm gonna read the I'm gonna read in the reverse order because I see a storyline here. So for you, Aquarius, the first one we want to look at is number 16 or 7. That is all that glitters. And 7 is about spiritual alignment, understanding what spiritually resonates with us. But with this card here, all that glitters is really like drawing our attention to, like, see, as I said, stripping away things that are not your authentic self. So if you've been wearing, I'm going to call it like a metaphorical mask to fit into a society, because, you know, as Aquarius, the belongingness to a group is very important, but so is your self-identity and preservation of your self-identity, right? So Spirit is saying it is time to take off those masks and also understand that all that glitters may not be gold. So really use discernment over the next 2.5 years and kind of come into alignment of your true identity. And really what will help you again is meditations. You have number 29, which adds up to an 11, which is a master number, and it says breathe. So spend time in nature, get some fresh air. You're a master air sign. Get some air, if water appeals to you, take some salt baths, whatever it is. Connect with nature and slow down and breathe and be here in the present. It is going to really, really help you if you were to just meditate and follow some guided meditations. If you don't know how to do it on your own, or if you're new to the concept of meditation, just put something on YouTube. There are a lot of good resources that you can follow that will help you really come into this alignment. But this is about changing yourself, your identity. Over the next 2.5 years, you're going to come out a completely different person after this 2.5 year period. Okay, so let's get you 3 cards from tarot. The first is going to be where you're at, or what this is opening up for you. The second is going to be advice from Spirit. And the third is going to be the likely outcome were you to follow the advice. Okay, again, it's a big period of time for 2.5 years. So make sure you follow the monthly readings and also look at the 2021 forecast that I did for each sign. That would really help you. Okay, I did see the Magician down there as well. Let's see, 2 more cards, please. Okay. The advice is 7 of Swords. Very nice. You see all air energy, all air energy. Look at that. How powerful is this? Okay, so where you're at is actually ending all the dark times. So 10 of Swords is about stresses, burdens that we had where we felt like we were stabbed in the back. Really all that stuff is coming to an end with these planets moving out of earth energy and coming into air. This is really opening up. Do you see the sunshine in the background? That's what it's bringing on about for you. So this old pattern where you may have had to act a certain way or put on a certain facade, it's time to release that, because that has been quite burdensome for you on your physical, mental, spiritual health, right? So this is really opening up the opportunity to put that to rest. And the advice from Spirit is, again, this is a time to really use discernment. As we said, all that glitters is not gold. Think about, reevaluate what are the most important values for you, and just take them and leave the other expectations behind. This is also about cutting your losses. This is about being very strategic, but also being very discerning about who you share yourself with. So this will again bring the element of, do I belong in a group, or how much am I willing to give away of myself to belong in a group? So Spirit advice is really like, you are unique. You know exactly what your true north is. You understand your importance. So take what is valuable to you and leave the rest behind and move forward with pride. Okay. And the outcome is, again, you're no longer gonna feel this nine of swords energy of like sleepless nights, because you may have been in a position where you had to, again, put up appearances, take on expectations from others, and that has like really kept you up at night. So let me get another card, a clarifier on this bit. There you go. Right away, I saw that. So again, that stuff is coming to an end. If you really follow your essential truth, you're no longer going to have the situation, and you're going to come into complete death and rebirth. Okay, you're putting things to an end that no longer resonate with your true self, and you're moving forward. So that is what the next 2.5 years are going to look like for you. Isn't that fantastic? So let's get you 2 animal spirit advice cards. Pay attention if you see these animals anywhere in your dreams, if you see them in a book, in a movie, out in real life, if you go out in nature. These are again messages and signs from the universe that your prayers are being answered, and you have, you know, the spirit world as looking out for you. Ooh, oof, look at that. Wow, what a contrast, what a progression. Look at this. So the first one here is the Wasp spirit, which is 64. It's another 10. And it says sometimes life stings. And this happens when we're in this energy, right? Where we've had to put up appearances, where we had to fill in some responsibilities just because that's how we were conditioned. And sometimes that makes life really, really difficult. So this next 2.5 years, you're being called to strip away all of those elements that you don't resonate with, okay? Not what people tell you. And then from that, you have the Sandpiper spirit. And once you strip all of that off, it's time to be playful. It's, you know, it's again 6. 6 is about alignment. It's about, you know, if you think of 6 of swords in the air terms, it is moving to calmer waters, leaving the choppy time behind us. So it's time to be playful. The spirit's asking you to be a little playful, you know, enjoy the little adventures and, you know, fun times in life. And honestly, once you drop the false expectations that have been put on you, you're going to come out a completely different person, very calm, very serene, true, and very, very playful. So those are the energies that are opening up for you, my beautiful, beautiful Aquarius. I wish you best of luck, and I will see you next time around. Now we're moving into the sign of Libra. Libra, this conjunction is happening in your 5th house of creativity, children, and romance. So again, 5th house generally deals with a lot of creativity and children. So some of you could be over the next 2.5 years thinking about expanding your family, be it, you know, birthing kids, actually having kids or adopting kids, or, you know, adopting pets, whatever it may be. But for a lot of you, it can also be birthing new ideas, new businesses. Maybe you're starting your online business in the next 2.5 years and setting the foundations for that, which again are, you know, going to have impact for the next couple decades. But 5th house is all about birthing and creativity and children. So of course, if you already have children, it might come into a very positive time with them. So let's see what the oracle has to say. Wow, that's beautiful. Ooh, love it. Love it, Libra. Okay, so the first one is number 20, or a 2, which says imagine. So again, if you have, this is going very well with the creativity sector of your house or your chart. So it talks about this is the time to really think big, go big, create a vision board, write your goals down, because what you plant now is really going to grow, and don't let anything hold you back. Think big. This is like open up your imagination. The universe is really supporting that. And then you have a number 9, and 2 is also about balance, right? So really from a very balanced place, in a very, would you say, meditative state, make that decision and come up with the idea. And then you have number 9, which is like vicious fulfillment, and it has treasure island. If you'll see, it's like a turtle, and on its back there's a treasure chest. So this is again slow and steady wins the race. You're gonna end up reaching that treasure island, you know, in the next 2.5 years. You're gonna hit something big. And look at the blue here. It's again the higher chakras, you know, your throat, your 3rd eye, and higher chakras really lining up. And of course represents air as well. So wow, that's like really creative time for you. Think big, think big. You're probably thinking too small. You could go bigger with whatever you're thinking about. You know, expand your imagination. All right, so let's look into tarot. We'll get you 3 cards. This is where you're at, or what this is opening up for you, this conjunction. Wow, death and rebirth. Wow, that's beautiful. Let's see what is the advice from Spirit. This card wanted to come out. And then what's the outcome should you follow that advice? We have Two of Pentacles, another two coming out over here. Okay, beautiful. So what this is really opening up for you is an opportunity to really put what doesn't resonate with you anymore to rest and come into a rebirth energy. So find your true north. Imagine what you could create if you were to listen to your inner voice, to your soul. That's what this is saying. This is really a time of major transformation over the next 2.5 years, and you're going to be creating something from a very authentic place. Now, the advice from Spirit is if this has been something that you've been trying for a while, try again. This is not the time to give up. Nine of Wands is, yes, it's the card of a wounded warrior who's been through battles and is really tired and is just about to give up. But Spirit is saying this is not the time to give up. This is actually the time to go in and expand your horizons and really imagine, and you can have it all. Absolutely. You know, it's like, again, you will be rewarded for all the work that you've put in, all the boundaries that you've created. You've created like a nice sanctuary for yourself to guard yourself against the, you know, other people around you. That will be commended, and you will get the results. You will come into the treasure island, and the outcome really would be you'll be able to have it all. As I said, you would be able to balance work and life, light and shadow sides, your heart versus your, you know, head. It is all possible. It is all possible. Imagine if you could build a life where you could have all your creativity, your passions, you know, your home life all in perfect harmony. That is completely possible in this 2.5 year period if you were to follow your true north and, you know, just keep at it. Your hard work is really going to pay off. Wow, this is beautiful. Libra, this is really, really nice. So let's see what animal spirit advice we have for you. We'll get 2 cards. If you see these animals anywhere in real life or in you know, a movie or a book, that's again symbology or sign from the universe that you're being, your prayers are being answered. All right, so very nice. You have the Fox Spirit, number 27, another 9. So you have a 9-9, and that says think on your feet. Okay, so again, imagine, think on your feet, be fast, don't let things hold you back. This is the time to be light and be airy, as you are an air sign, and things are really opening up. So be quick and think on your feet. And the second one is, ooh, another 9. Wow. All right, guys, this is really big. You have here 4 9s at the table. You have a 9, Treasure Island, 9 of Wands. This adds up to a 9. And then you have another 9. Brown Bear Spirit says take time out. So again, as you want to go through this rebirth, death and rebirth, you're going to have to take time out. You're going to have to center yourself and ground yourself. You know, just take, if you can, I mean, travel is hard at this point, but if you can take 3 days off just for yourself and just rest and rejuvenate, that's going to be very, very important for you to get up and go and keep going at this journey, because the results are coming. Highly, highly recommend that you just, you know, go on the internet and search 999 or 9999 angel number meaning, and you will definitely learn a lot there, and it's going to make you feel really, really good about everything that you've been putting into work over here. Okay, Libra, I wish you the very best, and I will see you next time around. Hi Gemini, how's it going? We're going to look into what Saturn-Jupiter conjunction is bringing for you. Now, this is happening in your 9th house, which is, astrologically speaking, it's about, you know, adventure. It's about travel. It's about higher education. So some of you literally might be traveling abroad or going to a university abroad, but usually it is also about spiritual growth. So this is the time when people would travel on a pilgrimage or something like that and really open up to learning new aspects of life in general. So but also in a very light-hearted, adventurous way. So you're going to enjoy this time. There's a lot of movement in your personal self and spiritual growth, so to speak. So let's see what Spirit has to say. Oh my God, a leg up and a message in a bottle. This is beautiful. So this is number 34. That adds up to a 7. 7 is about, again, spirituality. A leg up means that, you know, you've put in the hard work and you already have a leg up on reaching that, you know. And this one is like a baby bear trying to like grab on and get onto the mama bear here. But this is saying like you already have a leg up, okay? So whatever you want to achieve, you're already on that path. So follow those nudges and keep going along. That's going to be really, really beautiful. And then you have some surprise coming your way in the next 2.5 years. 15, which is a 6, which is success. It says message in a bottle. Again, as we're seeing, this is about travel, adventure, education, something that you wanted to study for a long time. That opportunity is going to be coming your way within the next 2.5 year period, okay? So let's see what Tarot has to say. We're going to draw 3 cards. The first is what this conjunction is opening up for you. And again, this is a large period, so follow my monthly or annual forecast readings to get more detailed view. This is just really a very high level view. You have the 4 of Swords. So again, meditation, going within, understanding the, again, this is like traveling within, if you want to think about it. The advice from Spirit is the King of Wands, and the possible outcome, if you were to follow the advice, is the Hanged Man. Oh wow, this is, I'm telling you, this has got spirituality written all over it, whether or not you you know, personally associated with the term spirituality. It's, think of it as like it's a different way of life, you know, thinking bigger than what you have in the past. So that's what's opening up for you with this 4 of Swords. This is, I mean, I have to give it straight. This is about meditation. This is about taking a break. This is about, you know, recuperating, rejuvenating, just being with yourself. And it says Swords energy, so it is air energy, which is, you know, you are an air sign. So definitely with these planets coming in Aquarius, this is going to call you to like really go within and discover what is it that you want to learn next. What adventure do you want to embark on? That opportunity is really opening up. Like, really, this is the time to take action. And once you figure out what is it that you want to learn, what is it that you want to build that or get that advantage point and, you know, get a leg up in what area of your life, it's time to take action and take charge and move ahead. This is also about abundance and growth. So find that passion, that fire within, and that comes from when you meditate and when you take a different perspective. That's when those sparks fly, you know, those creative juices start flowing within you. So really the advice from Spirit is like, take action towards it, Gemini. The next 2.5 years are going to be pivotal for you to grow in a new area. You know, some of you could actually be taking up spirituality or some like astrology or something new that you're going to embark on, or maybe something to do with nature and animals. That's probably going to come through. And the outcome is that you're going to come out a completely different person. You have the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, look, he's not suffering at all. He's actually holding the string around his ankle over the branch. So willingly going into this surrendering to much bigger divine forces. And what this means is like, you're going to come out with such a different perspective on life, be it profession, be it if you're religious, be it religion, be it, you know, world economics, be it politics, sociology, psychology, whatever area that you go deeper into, you're going to come out a completely new person from that experience when you embark on this journey. And it's going to be quite the adventure for you, and you're going to have a lot of opportunities coming your way, especially with the message in a bottle. There'll be some surprises that you will come across on your way on this journey. Wow. I mean, these readings they're short, but they're like so deep. I am totally floored with some of these. So let's get you 2 animal spirit cards. Again, pay attention if you see these, you know, animals anywhere in your real life or dreams or books, journals, movies. That's like advice or, you know, nudge from the spirit world or the universe that they're paying attention to your prayers. You have number 68, which adds up to a 5, and it's Wombat Spirit. Be at home. Again, this is about being at home with yourself. And that doesn't mean like stay in the house. You Gemini, this next 2.5 years, I mean, if travel is slowly going to open up, you're definitely traveling. You're definitely going places. Even if it's like, some of you could actually enroll in online courses that are taught overseas. There's definitely an element of overseas over here. But for that, you need to be your authentic self. And this is where the Four of Swords is very important, is for you to know what is your home, what makes you feel at home, and what is it that you want to grow further. So you have the Wombat spirit for that. And then you have the Bobcat spirit, which is number 8. It says life is a mystery. So again, this is falling in your house of adventure. Life is a mystery. There'll be a message in a bottle. You'll come out a completely different person with a different perspective on life at the end of 2.5 years. And again, this is not a personal reading, but you know, depending on other planetary placements, this could be a massive, massive transformation in your life. So I hope that helps, Gemini. I wish you the best, and I will see you next time. Hi, Sagittarius. We're going to look into what energies are opening up for you with this Sagittarius, or with this solstice, excuse me. It is happening in December, again, today when you're watching this. And this is going to be happening in your 3rd house, astrologically speaking, which is the house of communication. It's the house of siblings. It's the house of learning. It's more basic skill learning. So over the next 2.5 years, and we're just focusing on the next 2.5 years from this conjunction, you're going to be learning some new skills, be it new technology, but whatever this is going to stay with you for the next couple decades or even more. So you're going to be improving your skills. Also probably, for some of you, like dramatically improving your relationships with your sibling and family. Siblings are really core in the 3rd house. So let's see what messages we have. Oh wow, look at this. As I said, family and sibling issues, if you have any. You have number 10 showing up that says unfinished symphony. So there is, you know, again, a big emphasis on communication within the family. And again, it doesn't have to be if you don't have siblings. It could be people that you consider family, that you consider just like, you know, your brothers and sisters. So it could be at work or anywhere, but there are certain unfinished symphonies that you have to complete in the next 2.5 years. So there could be some mending of relationships, or just having conversations and taking a different perspective. And beyond that, you know, again, we're talking about siblings and communications and skills, gaining new experiences and new skills. And you have number 36, which is a 9, which is a I'm losing my voice, which is a number 9, is kind of wish fulfillment. And this is similar to the Fool card in tarot. It says come to the edge. So take a leap of faith. You may have to really learn something new that you haven't tried before. It could be very innovative. We are coming into the age of Aquarius. There's going to be a lot of changes in science and technology and innovation, spirituality, astrology, all of those things that, you know, think of like air, think of bigger picture. You may actually learn something really, really unique. So come to the edge and take the leap of faith, and whatever you learn is actually going to bring you a lot of peace and happiness, and is going to be with you for a long time. So beautiful energies, very harmonious. So let's see what tarot has to say for you, Sagittarius. We're going to get just 3 cards, where the first is, what is this conjunction opening up for you, or where you're at when you're looking at this reading. So let's get that. You are at the Page of Swords. There you go. Communication, new skill, learning something new. You're already in that energy. So what's the spirit advice? We have 5 of Pentacles. So do not feel you're by yourself. This is very important. We'll talk about this. And then what is the outcome? And these are just general themes for the next 2.5 years. So what do you need to embrace? Look at that. The outcome is the sun. All right. How beautiful is that? So let's talk about this. This is opening up opportunities for you to really learn something new. This is also, Page of Swords is very much clearly about communication. So when you have these unfinished symphonies, whoever these are people around you in whatever relationship, those need to be worked on. Okay, you will pick up these skills, you will learn how to be tactful and yet respectful, just have those conversations. But this is also about new ideas. Pages are new beginnings, swords are intellect, they are thoughts, these are ideas, or these are skills. So you're picking up something new, or you're ready to pick something new. You're at a realization that you need to not a realization, but maybe like an opening. You're open to the idea of learning something new. Now, the advice from Spirit is, again, going back to this unfinished symphony, don't do it all alone, okay? And don't feel that you're out by yourself. First of all, I'm here, I'm supporting you in whatever endeavors you're on, okay? From my heart to yours, from all the kindness. But you also have a lot of spirit support around you. The universe is supporting you. Your spirit family is always supporting you. What you got to do is learn to ask. Learn to ask for help. Learn to receive. You're a fire sign. You're always charging ahead on your own. This is a time to build some partnerships, and don't even hesitate at all to ask for help from people around you. This is very, very important. It's going to be a major growing period for you to develop those skills. And the outcome is absolute happiness. Again, the Sun card is the happiest card in the deck. Talks about happy family, embracing your inner child, feeling like a child, happy for no reason. Look at children. They don't really, sometimes they're just laughing, just having fun. They're such a lighthearted energy. And that's what you're going to come into towards the end of this 2.5-year period. Is like pure bliss, pure happiness, a lot of fertility, a lot of abundance and sunshine, and happy, bright times. Look at the contrast here, but this is something you really got to work on. Okay, so let's get you 2 animal spirit cards and see what advice they have for you. Pay attention to these animals if you see them in your dreams, if you see them in a movie or anywhere, if they draw your attention, that is the universe nudging at you. So the first is, oh my God, this one keeps coming out. I've shuffled so many times. Okay, so here we go. The first one we want to look at is the wasp spirit, which is boils down to, it's 64, boils down to a 10. You have 2 10s at the table. Do look up the meaning of 10-10. And this says sometimes life stings, okay? And this really happens. Again, this is going very well with the unfinished symphony. There is some communication aspect that needs to be figured out in this time period for you, because there may have been some sharp words being exchanged in your environment. So really like sitting down and having that conversation and building that level of trust with the people around you is going to be very, very important to bring about abundance and happiness and balance. And then you have the wombat spirit, which is 68, kind of boils down to a 5. So the wombat spirit says, be at home. So be at home with yourself. There is no need to deviate from your authentic self in order to please. This is not about pleasing others. It's actually finding the balance and coming into harmony with others and building those lifelong skills to be in that position, okay? So I hope this helps, Sagittarius. Let me know how you feel, and comment below. But I wish you the very best, and for more details you can see the 2021 overview or your monthly forecast. Okay, thank you, see you next time. Hi, now we're moving on to the sign of Leo. Leo, this conjunction is happening in your 7th house of partnerships. Now this can be overall relationships, so partnerships, marriage, dare I say, but if you're already married, then again it's talking about improving that partnership even more. For some of you, this could be a business partnership. So in the next 2.5 years, you're probably going to partner up with somebody who's going to be your your business partner, and together you're going to create a lot of abundance. But this is really about relationships and partnerships in the next 2.5 years. And yes, dare I say, some of you are going to commit to certain relationships, be it traditional marriage or whatever long-term partnerships. You're going to commit to those in the next 2.5 years. It's going to happen. That's what the houses say. Okay. Wow, and houses coming out. So the first one you have out is number 50. No place like home. Again, this talks about, if anything, 2020 has really taught us about the true value of home and family and relationships. And this is really falling squarely in that house for you. So really, there may be some changes, some reevaluation around where you feel at home. This could also be a partnership that you're building, and together you could be literally moving together into a new home. That's very, very likely in the next 2.5 years. So that's coming out pretty strongly, but it's also talking about you being your authentic self. And that's like the solid foundation for any relationship. If you go in as your true self, and the other person who matches that vibration is the one who comes in, and that's how relationships last, right? So that's really happening for you. And then you have number 8, which is also about abundance and infinity and creation. And that's what Jupiter represents. And this says community. And that's what Aquarius represents, right? So all the aspects are there lined up for you for building that community. I mean, there's a big home and community aspect that is opening up for you. As I said, some of you could be moving to a new location. Could be, maybe just like moving counties or states, or it could be really short distance as well. It could be really long distance as well. It depends, because this one here is like right on the ocean. So some of you may be actually moving across the ocean again, but building and finding that community that you resonate with. That's really what is really opening up for you. So let's get you 3 tarot cards and see where you're at right now, what this conjunction is opening up, and what the advice is, and what will be the likely outcome if you were to follow this advice. Again, we are taking baby steps. The changes are gonna come for the next couple decades with this conjunction, but we're focusing on the next 2.5 years. What are the big themes for you? So you have, okay, wow, the cards are flying. This is really starting off the 5 of Cups. The advice from Spirit is the Magician, which is a major arcana. And let's get the possible outcome. We have the 4 of Wands, which is say like, this is such a home. Like, I don't have words. Do you see? I'm at a loss of words of saying this is really about home and family, you guys. There's definitely some relationships coming your way, whether you see them right now or not, whether you're open to them right now or not. Because, and the reason I say that is like right now, you're at the 5 of Cups. This is an energy of like thinking about the past, thinking about the past losses, so to speak, or disappointments, and not focusing on what are the possibilities that are opening up for you. So this is again Spirit telling you that with this conjunction, like this is time to put the old disappointments to rest and really think about what makes you feel at home. There's no place like home and community, and you're definitely building towards it. So focus on that, focus on the positive. The advice from Spirit is be the magician, or you are the magician. The magician, we already talked about it here with the community card, with the number 8. So you have all the elements within you to create and manifest whatever you want. You need to believe it. Once you believe it, things are going to start lining up. The right people will start showing up in your life, whether it be a business partnership or a life partnership, right? And business partnerships can be for life as well. So overall, this is like really standing in your power and believing that you're able to manifest those things. And the outcome is like a really happy, healthy home and family life where you really feel your authentic self. This is also, we're showing 2 people here. Again, this could be a perfect relationship. I also read this as the 1111 card, as a 2 wands on each side form an 11, which is like a master number. That's my channel name as well. It really talks about aligning with your highest good and really building from that foundation, right? So really positive. This is like the strongest correlation I've seen from the astrological houses to the energies that are showing up here, like really about home and partnerships and relationships over the next 2.5 years for you, Leo. So let's see what animal advice we have, animal spirit advice that we have for you guys. And if you see these animals anywhere in your dreams, in you know, in a movie, in a book, or anywhere in nature, that's a gentle nudge from the universe that, you know, the universe is listening to you. Okay. Okay, so the first is I like when this one comes out. Oh wow. Oh, I'm floored. I'm absolutely floored. Okay, the first one is number 45, Parrot Spirit, watch your words. So again, as you're building towards this community aspect, of course, step into your you know, your alignment, but also know that your words have power, your voice has power. It can impact people around you, and definitely words impact our relationships a lot, right? So just like, be kind. You don't have to be super nice, but you have to be kind and authentic. So just watch your words. Okay. You are a fire sign, so you know, I have a lot of fire in my chart, and sometimes I can be like, whew, really stinging. Okay. So just watch for that. And then you have this one. Look at this, how beautiful this is. Again, another 8. Please do me a favor and look up the meaning of 888, angel numbers or spirit numbers, and see what you read there. It's all about abundance and alignment and manifestation. You'll love it. And this is the koala spirit saying spirit has a plan. You may be here right now in the 5 of Cups energy, but trust that spirit has a plan, because you're such a master manifester in the magician energy. Things are really going to line up for you over the next 2.5 years, and you're going to be blown away with the amount of community and relationship and partnerships that you build. So I hope that helps, Leo. I wish you the very best, and I'll see you next time around. Hello, beautiful Aries. This section of the reading is for you. We are looking at the Grand Conjunction or the Great Conjunction and where it's falling. So for you, it is falling in your 11th house of communities and social life. So you're probably going to be building and expanding your friend circle and the community, and even if it's like an online community, you're finally going to find your group, that niche that makes you really, really happy. But overall, again, Aquarius is also a sign of community. So definitely you may find yourself at a leading edge of like leading a group, a social group, or an online group, or starting something new where you connect with a lot of people, either in person or virtually. That's really coming your way for you, Aries. So let's see what the Wisdom of the Oracle says. We have, beautiful. Okay. So let's talk about this one first, which is number 48, which is a 12, which boils down to a 3. 3 again is community, it is partnership, it is teamwork. And with the Poised card, what the, you know, the energy really is saying here is like, you are poised and you're ready to receive that aspect of partnership. So get ready, be open, and you know, open up to newer partnerships that may be coming your way, because you're going to be building community aspect with them. But with the opportunities, also use discernment, because you have number 16 or a 7, and that says all that glitters. So make sure this is a time to be your true authentic self and not just go after every single opportunities, because you know, Jupiter is going to bring quite a few opportunities for us. It's expanding in an air sign. It's going to be all open and free, even though Saturn will be there with some restrictions. But you are poised and you're ready to start these you know, big aspects. I feel like some of you could be like counselors or mentors or teachers of some kind, or some sort of leader that people follow. You're poised to be that, but also know that don't take up every single opportunity that comes up your way, because Spirit is asking you to use discernment there, and you will have that. You are a leader, you know, with Aries, like you are natural leaders. So just look out for the right opportunity. So let's get you 3 tarot cards and see where we are at. What's the spirit advice and what's the likely outcome? So this is again over the next 2.5 years. What should we expect? Where are we at right now? Ooh, you're already charging ahead. You have the Chariot, so the victory card. What's the advice from Spirit? Page of Cups. Yep. And then in the outcome, you have the Queen of Swords. All right, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. It goes together so well. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just smiling at sometimes when the story comes out. It's so strong. So right now, you are in the energy of you're ready to charge ahead. Okay, you may pretty much be right now at the stage that you have learned to master your light and shadow aspects. You've gone within, you've done self-work, self-development, and you're ready to full steam charge ahead. As you said, you are poised to receive things and step into success. Now, the advice from Spirit is to really use discernment and follow your heart. The Page of Cups is a new beginning. It's early on in a journey. So maybe if you're, as I said, if you're starting some group or some community, go within and discover what it is that you want to charge ahead on. Don't just go for the opportunities that just open up easily. Follow your heart. This is going to be essential for the next 2.5 years. Follow your heart, follow your soul calling. What does your inner voice tell you to do? What brings you joy, not what people expect from you. So really, really use that as a strong lever. And the outcome is going to be the Queen of Swords. So Queen of Swords is, again, you see a white raven here on her shoulder, like very intuitive, very spiritual, really in tune with their intuition and gut feeling, but at the same time having no tolerance for nonsense around them. Okay, so the Queen of Swords can sometimes be a little cold. Again, not gender specific, but a Queen of Swords energy can cut people out. Or be very clear and articulate in the type of members they want in their circle or in your community. So if you're starting a little circle, you're going to be very extra crisp and clear on the intention for that building that community. So that's very much supported, and that'll be the outcome, and you'll definitely come out as a very nurturing leader in that position. Just pay attention to not be super cunning and cold in that area. Follow your wisdom. You do have the white raven. Again, if you see it anywhere in a movie, in a book, that's another symbology for you right there, that the universe is supporting you. So let's get you 2 animal advice cards. Again, if you see them in real life, in a dream, on a billboard, in a book, that's like, oh, this is so beautiful. That's like message from Spirit that, you are heard. Look at the colors. Wow. So the first one is number 39, which boils down to a 3, which is another community number. So we had it here with the poised. 3 is about partnerships and community. And the Mott Spirit says, surrender now. Okay, surrender now, really open up. Let the universe bring you the right opportunities and use discernments, which is very beautiful. And then you have the Swan Spirit number 6. You're jumping from a 3 to a 6, doubling up. You're doubling up. Beautiful, beautiful Aries. The Swan Spirit says it's time for a deep dive. And I think you're already doing that with the Chariot that talks about shadow work. So you're already diving deep within, understanding what your spirit calls you. What is that that soul call that you're getting, and follow that, and then you're going to really come out really on top of it. So really beautiful time for you, Aries. I love seeing this. Okay, wish you much love, much light, and best of luck, and I will see you around. Now we're moving on to the sign of Scorpio. Let's see what this great conjunction is bringing your way. And we are focusing on the next 2.5 years. So it's a pretty large time frame, and we're going to be focusing on the big themes of your life. Okay, so this is happening in your 4th house, which is about home, family, your origins. So definitely a time where you'll be focusing on the physical home, and the people in the home is literally around that. That's what the 4th house represents. And for some of you, this could also be like going back to your roots and rediscovering yourself, but definitely could also mean about thinking through, do you have to take care of parents? Do you have kids? Are you adding or expanding your family members? Are you adding more pets? It's literally about your house and the people and connections within that house. That's what the focus is for the next 2.5 years. Oh my God, look at this, how beautiful it is. The first one, and it's not what it says, okay? So let me just walk you through it. First is the number 5, which is changes, and then it says orphaned. So this is a time where your aspect, your perspective on where you belong in your family is going to really change. There is a lot of support around you. There is no longer a need to feel that you have no backing. Your entire family, your friend circle is really there to support you, along with, of course, the spirit realm, right? Your spirit team is there to help you along the way. So this is a time to break away from, this is pretty much like a 5 of Pentacles feeling that I have to do everything on my own. That aspect of your life is completely changing. The next 2.5 years is going to be really a lot about family and connections and home. So really washing away this energy overall. And then from a 5, you're going to a 7 that says go to sea. So this is about let your inhibitions go and just go with the flow. Things are going to open up for you, and you'll be surprised at how much harmony you create in the home arena for you in your 4th house, where Jupiter is going to expand and bring opportunities and luck and abundance and just like good things, and Saturn is going to bring like solid structure and foundation. So just go with the flow, okay? Don't create a very strict model on how you want things to be. Go with the flow, and you'll be surprised of how things just line up. Okay, a beautiful Scorpio. Let's see. Let's look at tarot. We'll get 3 cards. The first card here is where you're at. There you go, the 2 of Wands. Okay, where you're at, or what is this opening up for you? This is a choice. Okay, we'll take both since they flipped out. I do take out jumper cards. So the advice from Spirit is the 9 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Look, Pentacles, it's you know, home and foundation energy. It's the physical. And then what is the possible outcome? Again, we're talking about big time frames and big themes. So what is in the next 2.5 years? Beautiful. Look at that. Endings of all this stress. So where you're at right now, what this conjunction is opening up for you is actually opening up a choice. You have literally the world in your hands. And you know, usually there's like in other decks, it's just a single person standing there with 1 wand and the world in their hand. And look at this one. This is partnership. So some of you could actually be committing to a long-term partnership and maybe moving in together in a home where you build your family in the next 2.5 years, to start building towards it. But there's definitely home and family partnerships here, and you will be taking action. So you're being called to pick a path, to make a decision, to choose a path, because you have literally any option that you want to go after, whatever calls your true self. You are being the opportunity is really opening up. So if you're proposing to somebody or somebody's proposing to you, you got a choice to make in the next 2.5 years. I gotta call it as I see it, right? And then the advice from Spirit is that, you know, really start that new foundation and that plant that seed that's going to grow over time. And this may, again, it's taking me back to the 4th house of like your origins, your roots. So you may be thinking about you know, really what are your true roots, maybe your family heritage and things like that, and how do you take those aspects, blend them with your own, and create a new flow, right? Go with the flow. At the same time, you're going to be in a position to really reap the rewards of your labor. You put in a lot of hard work. The advice here is like share it, okay? Because that's why the 9 turned into a 10. This is what brings the full happiness and fulfillment in life, is the foundations that you build with the real connections in life. Spirit is really calling you, like, probably perhaps not the best time to be on your own, because this is also like the usual single card. That's what it represents, but also it talks about confidence. It talks about really owning your decisions and going forward with confidence and a lot of wit that is really represented by the Nine of Pentacles. But it's interesting how both of them showed up and kind of formed a 10 together. And the outcome again is another 10. So please do look up the meaning of 1010, like 1010 angel number meanings, and you'll get some messages from there as well. And at the end of it, you're going to be putting all these burdens to rest. You're going to come out a completely new person. All these stresses that you've carried over time are going to wash away, and there's going to be a new sun on the horizon. Let's also get one more clarifier on this card. But I feel if you felt like this unsupported in the past, you're going to come out with a completely different perspective on how much support and love you have around you, and it's going to be a major transformation for you. Oh my god, look at that. I can't make this up. You have the Lovers clarifying the Ten of Swords. So definitely, again, there is clearly, do you see the similarity in these two cards? There are two people, there are two wands. There's like two you know, trees here with the wands representing the wands. So there's a major decision and there's a different perspective in life, but also coming into true partnerships and two connections in your life. You may also be dealing with Gemini for some of you, but look at the beauty that is coming after all this thing that you're putting to bed. Wow. Wow. Okay, Scorpio, let's get you two animal advice cards before you go. And just be on the lookout if you see, all right, damn, that just flew out. If you see these, oh, we got three. Okay, if you see these animals in real life or in a movie or anywhere, that's like a gentle nudge from universe supporting you. The first is number 17 or an 8, the Crow Spirit. So co-create with spirit. There you go. What I say, if you ever feel alone, know that Spirit team is with you. Okay, I'm sending you my wishes. I'm with you from my heart center. Seriously, you are never alone. Co-create with Spirit. Then you have master number 22, the Dragonfly Spirit, that says truth transcends illusion. Okay, so find your true self, find your true north. What is the true passion you want to go forward? It will transcend every other expectation that you have. And then, ooh, this is deep. We have number 20 or 2. It's about duality, about balance, the Dolphin Spirit, and says this and that are true. Okay, you have two major cards here that talk about choices. Actually, 3. You have 3 2s over here. And again, I know this is a 6, but it's a card of choice traditionally in traditional tarot. So the Dolphin Spirit really says that, you know, there are two sides to a coin. If you look at, can I find a 6 here? Oh, I wish I had a 6. So if you put the number 6 sideways, the person standing here will read it as a 9. The person standing here will read it as a 6. They're both true. Okay, so open up your horizons, you know, open up really, because this and that are true. Just be open to change, open to the opportunities that present themselves. Be flexible and just go with the flow. Don't be rigid in your goals or in your thought patterns, because you'll be surprised when you open up and go with the flow, how many different aspects of truth you come into. So I hope this helps. Let me know what you think, and I wish you the very best, and I'll see you next time around. Now we're moving into the sign of Cancer. This conjunction is happening in your 8th house, which is transformation, it's intimacy, it is shared possession. So, you know, what you the resources that you share with partnerships, could be banking, could be, you know, from employment or even inheritance. But most of all, the 8th house is the house of transformations. It's the Scorpio house. It's about death and rebirth, right? So that's what happens here. We do a lot of shadow work. So this is where it's showing up for you, Cancer. So let's get you 2 advice cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Wow, so beautiful. This is amazing. Okay, so we're talking about the first one here is number 32 or a 5 that says here and now. So you need to get out of the energy of constantly remembering the past and stressing over the future. You're being called to be in the present in the next 2.5 years. Rebuild yourself, do your shadow work, and see where you are in your journey. That's very important for you. This is what's going to lead to a major transformation. Again, the biggest alignment happens when we learn to meditate and stay centered in the here and now. Really opens up energies and brings things our way instead of us following and chasing things or our goals, right? And then look at this beautiful, you have number 49, which boils down to a 4, observer. So you're being called to take a much bigger perspective on life. And not be too focused on just the smaller goals that you're really constantly trying to achieve. Again, this is the 8th house. 8th house is Scorpio, which is water. You're Cancer, which is water. So don't let your emotions overpower your perspective. Take a much bigger perspective and, you know, step back from the details and just look at the bigger patterns in the universe, and you'll be surprised in how things start lining up for you. There's also a need to really meditate that's coming very strongly, because when you meditate, you'll be able to remove yourself from the day-to-day problems that may be clouding your mind, right? And that's when you cut that out. That's when you get to take a bigger perspective anyway. So let's see, let's get 3 cards from tarot and see what this conjunction is opening up for you. What is the advice from Spirit, and what is the likely outcome if you were to follow the advice? So what is this opening up? Oh my God, it's a brand new world. I'm telling you, this is also a transformation, right? Ending the old cycles and beginning new. This is a major arcana. Look at all the, you know, the geometry, the sacred geometry on this card. So you may be someone who is also drawn to sacred geometry. If that's you, there's, you know, there's a message for you here. But again, this talks about transforming your ideals, the way you look at the world, taking a much bigger perspective. That's definitely coming through very strongly at this conjunction. And we're talking about transforming over the next 2 years. So, you know, it's shedding the old. That does take time. It is deep work. You're definitely doing that. Oh, there we go. So the advice from Spirit is Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. And then what is the likely outcome? Let's see the likely outcome. We have the Page of Wands. Wow. Fresh energy here. So once you do the shadow work, once you're here in the here and now, which actually looks like you might go through pretty quickly, as you know, you may have done some work already. So the World card is like you're ready to end the old cycles and begin something new. And from there, the advice from Spirit is really like, plant that seed that resonates the most true to your soul, to your inner being. Whatever that one pentacle is, when you plant that, it's really going to take roots, and it's going to build a very solid foundation from which you will have new ideas springing in, new growth that you're going to see over time, over the next 2.5 years. And the outcome here is really, look at that new passion. There's all new, ending the old, starting new seed planting, and new fire within you. So look at this, you will be stepping into a Page of Wands energy, which is really finding that new passion, that creativity. This like dance, you know, maybe take up a dance class. That may just like open your creative juices all of a sudden and make you go really, you know, really good in your imagination. So there's a sense of creativity coming forward, and this is almost like a rebirth after the ending of the old cycle, which is the classic definition of the 8th house, right? The total transformation. So you're going to go from, you know, a place of like being very structured and over analyzing the past and anxious over the future, to really coming into this very creative, fresh here and now energy as you take a much bigger perspective on life. Wow. Wow, Cancer. I mean, this is deep. I mean, of course, it's the 8th house, but this, whew, it's deep. So let's get you a couple animal spirit advice cards before you go. And if you see these animals in real life, in your dreams, in you know, books or movies, know that that's a message from Spirit talking to you. Oh my God, I love when this happens. I love when this happens. Okay, I can't make this up. You saw me shuffle and bring these out. You have number 34, which adds up to a 7, and it's a hummingbird telling you, be here now. The hummingbird is, you know, a bird that can stay in one place for a long time while it, you know, gathers the nectar. So for you, it's like gathering that knowledge or aligning while the wings are going all crazy around her or around it, right? And here you have the here and now. Like, look at the synchronicity in here. So definitely some of you need to take up meditation. You know, follow a guided meditation. There are many on YouTube. I have my personal favorites that I follow. Find someone that you resonate with, like a voice from a person, or, you know, even their accent, anything. Find somebody on YouTube that you like their guided meditations, and be here now. This is very, very important for you. And then you have number 28, the frog spirit, that says clear out the clutter. This again, to me, is about clearing out the mental clutter so you can take a bigger perspective or take an observer view on life, and not be, you know, not have your mind be cluttered by all the day-to-day nuances that we talked about. For some of you, it might as well be literally clear out the clutter and donate stuff out of your garage or your home. But I don't think that's like what I'm getting here. That's a very literal meaning. I read intuitively. So this is really talking about clear out that mental clutter. You've got such clarity and new seeds that you're planting, and it's going to really grow your creativity and abundance over time. So Cancer, I hope that helps. I wish you the very best, and I will see you next time around. All right, now we're moving on to the sign of Pisces. Pisces, this conjunction is happening in your 12th house. The 12th house is the house of service. It's self-sacrifice. It's a lot of shadow work. It can also be seclusion. It's pretty much the I associated it with the Hermit card. So over the next 2.5 years, you may find yourself like really trying to assess the value that you bring out to the community. How can you be in service of others, which may actually lead to some time in solitude. And again, solitude is not about being lonely. It's not about cutting yourself from the world. It's just making enough room in your life for that me time, for that alignment. Oh my God, look at this, how beautiful this is. I love when Spirit does this and the synchronicities appear. So we're just talking about number 3, between worlds. So you're definitely transforming, and this is where you're going to work on the shadow side, and that's going to help you balance everything out and come out on the bright side of things. Okay, so there's a lot of service that is required. Shadow work definitely happens in solitude. So if this, over the next 2.5 years, if you feel you're in a place and you're open to you know, meeting with let's say a counselor, a life coach, a spiritual coach, or any higher education in a realm that helps you understand your own psyche, that's going to really, really help you. You're going to come out completely transformed. You see, you're going to come out completely transformed at the other end, which is the perfect definition of 12th house. And then look at that, you have number 39, which is another 3. So you have 2 3s. Please read up on 333 and what the angel number meanings are. You are ready for a new life. This is what's coming out after this conjunction over the next 2.5 years. You are, excuse me, absolutely come out into a new life. And look at this. If you look at the shadow side and the bright side, look at how bright and chirpy it is. So you are right now in between worlds, which tells us that you've already done quite a bit of work, but a little bit is still left. So stay on that journey. It's going to turn out really beautiful for you. Okay, let's get you 3 tarot cards. We're going to look at where you're at right now at the time of this conjunction. What is this opening up for you? What is the spirit advice? And what's the likely outcome should you follow the advice? So we have, is that 1 or 2? Okay, we're at the 2 of Swords. There is right now, at the time of this conjunction, there's a little bit of confusion. There's a little bit of indecision. So what is Spirit's advice? And again, goes so clearly with the in-between worlds. Oh my God, Spirit advice. You have the World card. Pisces, you are going through some big transformations, major transformations. I'm at a loss of words. Oh my God, and the outcome is the Lovers. Look at this, two major arcanas. So right now, right here, you are in between worlds, okay? You're discovering yourself. You're doing quite a bit of shadow work, and you currently may feel that you don't know which direction to pick. That's because you have a blindfold on, or a metaphorical blindfold on, because you are still learning to discern between the light and the shadow aspects of your own inner psychology. This is like 12th house written all over it. And from there, your self-discovery is what your journey is going to be, and you're going to come out really powerful, because the advice from Spirit is the World card. It is the advice is telling you to end the old cycles, to end the old patterns and begin the new. You have to shed the old skin and be ready to embrace, like when a snake sheds its old skin, it's dried and outgrown, because a snake sheds the skin when the snake is actually grown. So you've outgrown your previous mentalities, or your let's say your ideologies that you had before. You've outgrown those. It's time to shed that skin and then embrace the sensitivity of a new, fresh, pink, tender skin that comes after shedding the old skin. You're starting a completely new cycle, and that's what Spirit is advising, is like embrace the discomfort, embrace that bright color that's peeking through underneath that dry skin. So that's really and you're really showing up, because all the cards are really showing that. And with that, by the end of 2.5 years, you would have come in complete alignment with yourself. This is the Gemini card. Perhaps you're getting together with the Gemini. The Lovers is really the choice. It's the balance of your masculine and your feminine side. So again, it's the balancing of shadow and light. So there's a lot of balancing here in your energies with this grand conjunction. And again, this is a major life moment for you, where you're being called to, sometimes just service of others is a very good way of going within and understanding what is it that is your soul purpose and what calls to your soul. But doing all that work, you're going to start a brand new cycle, and you're going to come into total alignment, and even maybe for some of you, perhaps new love partnerships or long-term partnerships in your life. Wow. I am floored. I am absolutely floored, Pisces. This is beautiful. This is really beautiful. So let's see what animal spirit shows up for you. We'll get 2 animal spirit advice cards. If you see these animals anywhere in real life or in a movie or any form, that's again a gentle nudge from the universe that they're listening to you. Look at this. I can't make this up. I just drew the cards randomly. You have the giraffe spirit number 29, which is again another 2. It boils down to a 2. And this says, see the big picture. Okay, take a bigger perspective. This is the time to completely rethink the way you've been living your life. This is big changes. See the big picture. And then you have number 51, which is a 6, the sandpiper spirit. Be playful. Okay, so yes, there will be shadow work involved. They'll be going within, but then when you go within, you also discover your inner child, and your inner child is meant to be very playful, right? So these are very interesting energies out here, and I can't make up how the messages all go together so synchronously. So really take advantage of this time. I think the universal energies are really opening up, and this is a time for you to rediscover yourself and come out really on top of it. Okay, so I wish you the very best, Pisces. I will see you next time around. Much love and light. Namaste.